Come, gather round, sit down. Please sit down. Sit down! Let me regale you with tales of whatever. Who knows what this episode will be about? No, I do want to talk about my upcoming tour. I want to talk about my taxes I've been doing. I really just want to check in with my sweet, sweet laserheads. I've missed you. I haven't put out an episode in a month and a freaking half. I'm sorry it's been so long, and I'm sorry that every episode starts with me apologizing that it's been so long. But here it is. It's that time of the month. It's my once a month, podcast. And that's all you get, you little piggies. You pieces of shit. That's all you deserve, and you'll like it. It's that time of the month, baby. I'm PMSing. I'm pretty much saying words into the microphone for this podcast, huh? That time of the month, boys and girls. This podcast contains lasers that may trigger seizures in photosensitive viewers. Viewer discretion is advised. This is Laser Show.
Pump up the volume, pump up the volume, pump up the volume, dance, dance. Brio, yeah. Brio, yeah. Brio, yeah. Brio, yeah.
Good day, good morrow, idiots. Welcome to episode 36 of Laser Show. 36, baby! That's my age. The number of episodes has finally caught up to my age, and now it will surpass it. I guess I should do the whole episode just about my age. But I won't. I don't wanna. I feel terrible. Everything hurts all the time. My heart the most. At an all-time low career-wise. But at least I have you guys. Thank you, Laserheads. Thanks for tuning in. First of all, hey, before I say anything, I guess I've already said a few things. But before I go any further, I really need to give a shout-out to my two new sponsors. We got two new sponsors coming in. Andrew J. Jordan Jr. Andrew is a realtor with Red Dog Real Estate. That's up in Sacramento. I've met Andrew a couple times. Andrew's a fan, big laser head. And Andrew just wants you guys to know he's specializing in helping people find or sell their new homes in Sacramento. I love Sacramento. What a nice town. When I first moved to LA, I feel like people were always talking shit about Sacramento. I guess because it's the capital, and people are like, why is that the capital? Why isn't LA or San Francisco or perhaps even San Diego the capital? Big, wild towns. Why little old Sacramento? Well, because, you fools, Sacramento was built a little bit more inland to protect it from invasion from the Pacific Ocean or some bullshit. I don't know, I looked it up once. Why is it still the capital when there's not as much of a boop-ba-ba as LA? It's got no Disneyland. Where's the Disneyland? Disneyland should be the capital. I don't think anyone would be upset by that. But it's Sacramento. And Sacramento's sick. It's the city of trees. Last time I went to Sacramento, they had just had big storms, and like a lot of the trees had fallen down. And they're like kind of known for their trees. You wouldn't think that, really, if you've never been. Just like you wouldn't think that Pittsburgh is actually pretty green. You think of it as just a steel place where everyone's made of steel. Like Superb Man, the Man of Steel. Superb Man is the Man of Steel. And Pittsburgh is the city of steel. But when you go, it's actually pretty nice and green. That was my experience, at least. I guess I didn't see the bullshit. But anyway, Sacramento's cool. If you live in the Sacramento area, you got to call Andrew. His number is 916-397-0228. New sponsor. Thank you, Andrew. Andrew's been to a couple of shows. God help him. I mean, God help the guy. And just like Andrew, you too can come see me do stand-up. in this end of March, early April time of year. Spring, some call it. I don't like that. I also have another new sponsor. Shout out to my girl, Chris Otto. Big dude. Coming in with a $50,000 donation. Thank you, Chris. I could quit the movie theater, but I never will. And you know why, folks? Because I am the reigning employee of the month. That's right. They just announced this a new thing they're doing. They're going to start doing Employee of the Week and Employee of the Month. They started doing that about a month ago to reward us for our hard work. Guess what? Inaugural Employee of the Week, Ryan O'Flanagan. Don't fuck with me. Don't come at me. Employee of the Week, inaugural. What happens when you are Employee of the Week? You get entered into the running to be Employee of the Month. Okay? And if you win Employee of the Month, then you get a $15 gift card to the very theater that you work at. That's the prize. So I'm the inaugural first ever Employee of the Week at this movie theater. And I'm entered into the running with a few other employees to be Employee of the Month. And guess what? Inaugural Employee of the Month, Ryan O'Flanagan. All I do is win, 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 no matter what. I've got money on my mind, and I'm not making enough. Oh boy, I'm making $18 an hour. I'm 36 years old. My wage is half my age, folks. For the love of God, sponsor this podcast. Venmo me at Ryan O'Flan. A lot of people ask, how can I be a sponsor? I guess I keep forgetting to tell you my Venmo. Yeah, it's Ryan O'Flan. Send me whatever you want. I'll say your name on the podcast. I'll say whatever you want. Say whatever the hell you want. I'll talk shit on your enemy. I'll say that we're best friends or that we've made love. If you want to make an ex angry, I'll say that we've made love in the ass. Say whatever you want. Send me any amount of money. Hundreds of dollars, thousands of dollars if you insist. Tens of thousands of dollars, tens of dollars, dozens, singles. Whatever you see fit. Thank you to my sweet, sweet new sponsors. Chris Otto, who's in my fantasy football league. Man, what the hell is the point of me being a sports fan? I don't know. It turns out I don't know shit. It's the only thing I know anything about in this whole fucking world. And I get fucking smoked in fantasy football. 2 years running now. I'm in multiple March Madness brackets. And I am in like pretty close to dead last in all of them. And I went and I did a different bracket each time to cover my bases. Hopefully one of these will do well. Dead ass fucking last in all of them. Look at this one. Look at this shit. I think there's one that got like 50 people in it. I'm going to log in and see where the hell I am. And I listen to a college basketball podcast all the time. Shout out the College Basketball Experience. My buddy Colby Dant runs a great podcast. Okay, I'm 28th. Oh, that's not that bad. I'm 28th. It's not great. But damn, I'm sure there's a lot of people in here that don't follow at all. That are just beating my ass. I listened to a damn podcast about it. I thought I was really going to go far this year. All I think about is football. That's the only thing I know anything about. Yet I'm in this fantasy league with all these babes, and they kick my friggin' ass. I missed the playoffs the past 2 years. Why don't I know anything? If that's all I'm going to know about, what a waste. I should have learned about computers or cars or Spanish or Bitcoin. But here I am, watching Bryce Young hype videos. What a waste. But anyway, I'm going on tour. God, I'm leaving tomorrow as of this recording. Do I feel wildly unprepared? I sure do. Wildly. And it's a long one too. It's like a 2-week long thing. I think it'll be fun. I haven't toured since October. I haven't headlined at all since October. I haven't done any longer than like a 10-minute set since October. So it's gonna be gotta get my legs back under me. First couple shows was gonna be me getting my legs back under me. I'm gonna need your support out there. Indianapolis and Cincinnati. Because I'm going to be getting my legs back under me. Couple new jokes, mostly not. It'll be fun, though. I feel wholly unprepared. I just feel, dude, this job, I'm working part-time. It's only like 3 days a week, but it really feels like every day. I feel like I haven't been writing at all. Boy, having a job is tough, huh? How do you do it? I'm so used to not doing shit with my life. I was so happy. I was so happy not doing shit. I was doing so much better too. How does this work? How do I have my first job in 8 years and I'm the brokest I've been? I thought getting a job was for money. I don't know if they're paying me. I should check because my bank account's not improving. Oh my God, I've been trying to do my taxes. Jesus. Good Lord. I haven't gotten any tax documents from this job. What the hell? What's that about? I started working there in November. Are they going to give me a W-2 or something? They got to give me a W-2. But anyway, I got all these 1099s and shit. It's from comedy. I use TurboTax. I've been doing TurboTax every year forever and ever. And everything is, it's a huge pain in the ass. But really the thing that it won't let me file because I sold my car last year and TurboTax can't handle it. It can't handle the fact that I sold my car last year. It's creating some sort of a glitch where the depreciation numbers are off. I'm like, dude, I just sold my car because I was broke. I sold my car to CarMax. And this is what I bought it for. This is what I sold it for. That is what I did last year. It's not a big deal. Why does this matter to you or to anybody? And TurboTax is like, you can't file your taxes. You can't. I'm like, please let me file my taxes. It won't let me do it. The numbers aren't. Let me show you what this woman sent to me. So I've been chatting with the people. I've been chatting with the TurboTax people on the chat and calling them. They're impossible to talk to on the phone. I can't. It's so hard to reach a tax. I keep reaching these, not a tax expert, but a website expert. And these people, they don't know anything about taxes at all, and they work at TurboTax. But they don't know anything about taxes. They just know about websites. They're TurboTax experts, but they're not tax experts. These are the people I keep getting stuck talking to. And I'm going, I need to talk to a tax person. Look, what does this person say? Like, the numbers aren't adding up. And these people, some of them don't speak English very well. There's one screen that something about a business expense. I ask her, here's my screenshot. I go, I don't know why it said business expense was $8,600. And she goes, I do not know myself, sir. It's a computer, and just like a cell phone, they are all man-made and are prone to Clitches, etc. They are prone to Clitches. Like, I'm trying to do my taxes so I don't go to jail. And this lady, Diane J., I'm going, can you help me? Because I don't know, like, why it says this number. And she goes, yeah, well, the thing is, it's a computer. So because it's man-made, it's actually prone to Clitches. And I'm going, oh, all right. All right, yeah, I'm just going to go to jail and get raped in my ass. because your website is Pone to Clitches. Thanks, Diane. Diane J. Diane Jackass. Finally, I got on chat with a tax expert. She was a little bit more helpful. I shared my screen with her. I was on chat with her for 3.5 hours, and she couldn't fix it. Couldn't fix it. She thinks it's just a glitch, or as Diane might say, a clitch. 3.5 fucking hours this woman couldn't figure out. I just put in the information of I just sold my car. I just sold my car. I'm not trying to skirt the law. My life is fucked. I ran out of money. I had to sell my car because I couldn't afford my car payments. So I had to sell my car, and now I bought this 2000 Volvo. Wait, a shitty car. Because my finances got fucked. Leave me alone. Let me file my taxes. I'm going to get a little bit of a return, I think. I just want to file I don't want to do this any more than you want to do this. Just let me file my taxes. What does me selling my car have anything to do with anything? Because I quote unquote use it for work. Because I use my car for work. I don't work. Now I work at a movie theater. I take a scooter there. I don't use my car for shit. And my last car, I sold it because I barely used it. Why am I paying all this money every month for this car that I bought when I had money, and then I ran out of money, and I go, all right, I can't afford these payments anymore. I'm just going to sell this car because I'm broke. I'll just take the money and get out and just not have this car. And I was taking the bus for almost a year. Why does that matter to my taxes? What the fuck are taxes? What is going on? I guess I'll go to a person next time. I'm not doing this shit anymore. And apparently so I'm leaving tomorrow, and I don't get back to town till April 14th. And I think taxes are due the 15th, but apparently in California we might get an extension because of the fires. But I looked it up, and it was like, if you're affected by the fires, you can have an extension. I'm like, how do we prove that we're affected by the fires if we're definitely not? I didn't lose my home. It ashed a little bit one day where I am. I had to go to my friend Nick's house. We drank 50 beers. And then I just went back home. And it was fine. I guess I was affected that night. I did have to leave work that night because there was fires kind of close to the theater. So in that way, I guess you can say I was affected because I lost work hours. Okay. So I'm just going to probably just not file these shits until I get back from this trip. Because I was on chat for 3 hours. And it's just this woman going. This was the more helpful woman. She was just. I was screen sharing. And we're just going all through TurboTax. Going through all the sections. And we're screen sharing. And it's just her going back, back, back. Okay, enter this. Okay, continue. Continue. Okay, continue. Continue. Okay, hit this. All right, back. And she can't just do it herself. I kept being like, is there any way you can just log into and just do it with your own cursor? And you just fucking figure it out. I'm not lying here. I don't know why. I don't know why it has to be so difficult. And I don't want to hear it if you got advice for me. If you have advice for me, shut up. Don't want to hear it. I do this every year. But this is the first year I've sold a car. And God, TurboTax can't fucking handle it. What the hell does it matter? It's because I use my car for business, quote unquote. Which I should just... And I even tried deleting that. Because I was like, not really. I don't really use it for my business since I'm like an actor and a comedian. And like I drive to comedy shows once a month. And I drive to auditions that I don't book. So that's what I use it for business. I get hardly any auditions. And hey, if I book something once a fucking year, yeah, I'll drive to it. Write that off. Other than that, I don't use my car at all anyway. So I tried to just delete it. I'd be like, fuck it. I'm just going to delete the fact that I ever had this car to begin with. Because the car was rolled over from the year before. It was like, did you still use this car in 2024? And I was like, yeah, for a little bit. Then I sold it in March. Wow, TurboTax lost their shit over that. Sorry I sold my car in March. Oh, anyway. So I'm just going to go on this tour and forget about it. And it's going to be a fun tour. Ooh-wee. Midwest madness, baby. It's all Midwest shit. I love the Midwest. Because they have fun and they drink and they laugh. I'm going to some good old middle America places. I'm starting in Indianapolis. Dude, I recorded my album in Indianapolis. You'd be surprised how hard it is to get a show in Indianapolis. I reached out to so many venues. I even reached out to the club that I recorded my album at. And I was like, hey, I recorded my album there a few years ago. And it was a really good time. And they didn't respond. I'm like, fuck. Okay. I'm just asking to go into the small room. Just the small room is all I need. They must not have liked the album. But anyway, I'm going to be doing a show at Monsters, Inc. in Indianapolis, which is this really cool venue that's got like a lot of, monsters. Just decorations and decor, and they do a lot of fun stuff in there. Events and things like that. And they were just really cool, and they responded. And like, yeah, come do a show. So I'm kicking off the tour in Indy. And I got a hat. Yeah, I'm going to try to do a tourist video. Yep. Got any ideas? I know for sure they have a lot of dinosaurs at the Children's Museum. I know. A lot of people commented that when I posted about the show. Yeah, I know. You don't think I looked up Indianapolis dinosaurs? That's the first thing I do when I plan a tourist video. I enter the name of the city and I look up dinosaurs and see what comes up. I gotta find a dinosaur in your city. And if there's nothing online, I'll find one. Bitch, I'm gonna find one. Then I'm going to Cincinnati. Really stoked for that. I'm actually flying into Cincinnati first. And I'm just gonna record I'm gonna do a red eye tomorrow, and then I'm gonna land in Cincinnati in the morning and then just film a tourist video in Cincinnati. And then drive to Indianapolis, and then do like the show in Indianapolis, and then come back to Cincinnati and do the show there. Because I don't want to have to fucking do a long drive and then do the video and shit. So I'll just spend an extra day just doing a little Cincy video. Yeah, my traveling is proper fucked, isn't it? I just try to like spend as little money as possible and as little time as possible and just bang as much stuff out as I can. But it's grueling. To take a fucking red eye overnight and then go get my rental car and then just film a tourist video. I've done that once before. I forget where. But it does suck. But you got to do it. People love me. People simply love me and support me so much I have to give them what they want. 2 shows in Cincinnati at the Comet. Pretty stoked for that. That seems like a pretty cool spot. You know, you can tell when they got like nice flyers and like good communication. Like I don't know anything about the place. I've never been, but you can just tell that they know what they're doing. So I just like trust them. The fact that it's 2 shows is a little weird because I'm like not successful. And pretty much generally, when it's 2 shows, it ends up not having to be. It almost never has to be 2 shows unless it's like a super tiny venue, like a 30-seat venue, maybe. Other than that, I don't think we are going to get enough people out to warrant 2 shows. But hey, I trust them. That's what they do every Friday night, I guess. So I'm going to do that. Hopefully enough people come to both where I'm not miserable. And I just know some people are coming to the first one. I got some peeps coming. I know I got my buddy Ryan, who I met at the Ryan party, the Ryan rave here in LA. I met a Ryan. I met several Ryans that night. But one of them lives in Columbus. And he came to my Columbus show last year. Or year and a half ago. And he's coming to the Cincinnati show. Ryan's reuniting radically. Then I'm going to Chicago doing this is kind of what started this whole tour. I'm doing a storytelling show. followers of Laser Show will know I'm going to be doing my, I'm going to tell my Tulsa story. If you haven't heard the Tulsa story, go back and listen to the Tulsa story, episode something. So that's what I spent a lot of time today trying to get this Tulsa story down to 10 minutes. It's supposed to be a 10-minute story. When I told this story on my podcast, this very podcast, it was a half-hour long story. So I'm trying to get it down to 10. I did a pretty good job today, but man, I am flying through this story. There is no time for laughs. If you're coming to this show in Chicago at the Lincoln Lodge, you better not laugh. You better not laugh at anything I say in this story, because I am flying through it at a record pace, and there's no time for pauses. I'm practicing this story as if no one's going to be laughing. And if people are laughing, I am going to be talking right over you. This is a half-hour long story that I'm going to try to tell in 10 minutes. It's going to be fucking weird. I'm going to be talking so fast. And I hope I don't forget. Because it's only one show, too. And so they're filming it for a pilot. And they pay pretty well. So I booked that. And I was like, all right, so I'll book some shows around that to make the trip more worth it. And that's how this tour was born. It was really just going to be a couple little shows. Then my buddy Jack, shout out my buddy Jack from Dead Kevin, he got his short film into a festival in Chicago that is just a couple days after when I'm in Chicago. Well, it's like 4 days after. I was like, oh, well, fuck it. Maybe I'll just stay. I'll try to find some other shows and I'll stay, and then we can hang out in Chicago with my boy. A couple of my other boys are coming out. My other boys. A couple of my other 12-year-old boys are coming out. We're all going through puberty together. It's a shitty time. So we're going to party in Chicago, but until then, that's like April 5th. Hey, if you're in Chicago, if you want to come to this festival, it's I'm not in the short film, but I'm going to go support my buddy Jack, and my friend Nick is in it too, and John. It's them. And it's April 5th. It's the Chicago Southland Film Festival or something. If you're interested, hit me up. I'll give you the details. It's at like 4:30 p.m. or something on that Saturday. So then I booked some other shows in between. Another Chicago show that I'm headlining, and Rob Gleason, my old buddy, is going to be opening for me. That's at Zany's on a Monday. And they said they had 30 tickets sold already, which I thought was pretty good. I think probably for them it's not. I think they pretty much sell out most of their shows. And the fact that they reached out and said, hey, can we do a discount code? Can we do a 2-for-1? Because we only have 30 tickets sold. That's plenty. I'm so used to that. Not a great sign, I guess. I got peers and people I came up with that are doing fucking whole theaters. I get 30 tickets sold. I'm like, fuck yeah, 30 tickets? I'll take that. But they were like, let's do a BOGO. Let's do a buy one, get one, something like that. Let's start pushing these, let's get these tickets moving. I'm like, oh, I thought they were done. It's 30 tickets? That's plenty, thank you. But anyway, come to that if you're in Chicago. That'll be a fun one. Monday night. Dude, 30 people out on a Monday night? Hell yeah. I'm proud of that. And then I'm going to, you guys know the Plus. I love the Plus. And I'm going back to Eau Claire. This is the one that I'm not nervous, but I did just do this club a year ago. And, dude, I have not written a lot of jokes. I might have one new joke. I might tell my Tulsa story. Maybe I'll do that. Just as we'll see how it goes at the Chicago show. If it's worth doing it. I don't think it's really much of a stand-up bit. It's kind of just a kind of a funny. There's a difference between a funny story and a stand-up bit. It's not really a fleshed out super, because it's all just true. When I do bits, I'll enhance the bits. I'll enhance the story and have it filled with jokes. But when it's just telling a true story for 10 minutes, it's funny parts, but it's like I'm telling a story in front of, at a party with friends. Imagine if I told a 10-minute story at a party. I'd be kicked out and killed. But I don't know how well it would work as really a bit. But maybe I'll do that. Anyway, I was at the Plus like a year ago in Eau Claire, and I feel bad because they have such a built-in audience. It's such a good club, but because it's such a built-in audience, and Eau Claire is such a small town, it's gonna be like a lot of the same people that were at the show I did last year, and it's gonna be like the same fucking set. And I got a couple new ones, I suppose. I got a nice little joke about my new Volvo I got. Got a nice little new Volvo joke. That's gonna bum people out. Just talking about how bad my life's going. Yeah, I got a new Volvo and I work at a movie theater. And everyone's like, oh, Jesus, what happened since last year? And then I go, don't worry, don't worry. Here's these other jokes that you guys have already heard. Anyway, that's gonna be a lot of fun. I love that club. Always a good time. Crowds are fucking awesome. They'll be forgiven. They were drunk. They're not gonna remember shit. And then Milwaukee, my first time in Milwaukee. Very excited. Never been to Milwaukee. Come on out. That's at the Sugar Maple. That one is one of the shows that I'm selling the tickets myself on Eventbrite so I can see exactly how many tickets are being sold, and that is a harrowing experience. I never loved that. But it's okay. It's more than 10 and less than almost every other number except for the numbers below 10. And but I'm excited for it. And then I'm going to film a Milwaukee tourist video, and then I'm going to go down to Cedar Rapids, Iowa. These are the shows I filled out the week before go to this festival. Very stoked about Cedar Rapids. I reached out to a club in Cedar Rapids. I was trying to get a show going with this girl Haley for a while now. Last year, things just didn't work out. Finally, we were able to make a show happen. Pretty stoked. Pretty stoked for it. It's actually in, I think it's called North Liberty. Do you know Cedar Rapids is the number one corn producing city in the world? I wonder if it's gonna smell like corn. Lord knows my poop does. I eat corn all the time. I heard recently that corn's not good for you. This is just a friend told me this, who I don't totally trust, but it can't be bad for you. It's corn. What are we talking about? It has like no nutritional value, this person was saying. Yeah, well then why do I poop it out? I guess maybe because you poop it out and it's like exactly the same. Then your body didn't really get any nutrients from it, I guess. Didn't break it down. I also think if it looks exactly the same, it probably has pretty good fiber. It went straight through your intestines, gathered some poop along the way, scraped all the poop out of your intestines. Thank you, corn. Yeah, maybe I didn't get vitamins from it, but you helped scoop the poop. It's got to have some value. It's from the ground. It's from the earth. Anyway, then I'm doing the festival. Then I'm going back to Peculiar, Missouri. Oh, God. What is this, my fourth time in Peculiar, Missouri? I keep ending up in Peculiar. Yeah, it's my buddy in Peculiar reached out. Hey, I see you're going to be in the area. Want to come to Peculiar? I said, go, okay. Now that's another 2-show night. We're gonna get fucking ripped though. It's a very weed friendly show. There's a whole weed thing happening in Peculiar right now, and I will hopefully tell you about it at some point. I'll just tell you about it after this. Yeah, I'm going to Peculiar for a couple. It's right outside of Kansas City. If you're in the area, come on out. 2 shows. You're encouraged to like smoke weed, and I can't smoke weed and do comedy anymore. I'm like done, and it's because I kept going to Peculiar and I kept getting high, and it's kind of fun sometimes, but it's also just like it's frustrating to just lose my train of thought that often in a set. Just like, dude, fuck. I'm lucky that these shows, like, I don't put a whole lot of stake in them. If this was a more important show, no offense, Dave, then I'd be really embarrassed. But that's what's fun about Peculiar, man. You can do whatever the fuck you want. But I'm always going down there and doing shows in the area, and my buddy Dave always gets me high as hell. I think the last time I got that's what it was. It was like in Omaha or something like that, where he got me high before my set, and I was like, God, I was just fucking struggling. And I was like, dude, because that wasn't a Dave show. That was like another show. And I just like, I felt embarrassed. I got real high before this show. And good God, I could not remember who or where I was. But I was trying to get better at that. There was a time pre-pandemic I was just starting to like experiment with getting high a little bit more before going up. And it is fun when you fucking find the wave and you stand up on the board, as it were, and you're riding it. It's so fun. Being high and like killing is awesome. And you just riff and you feel so free and you're just riding the wave of laughter and you're creative and thinking of stuff you wouldn't normally think of. You're finally, and you can write a whole new set. But if you're doing not so well and you're high as hell, oh my God. Oh my God. I'd rather be shot right in the face and the ass. So I don't really do that much anymore. I probably will a little bit. Just a teeny bit in Peculiar. And then I'm off to Evansville, Indiana. Love Evansville. Been there once. Really cute town. Gonna be at Moe's house. Very sick. Very tight. And then I end things in Columbia, Missouri. I hear that's a cool town. College town. Mizzou. Who'd have thunk I'd be spending so much time in Missouri? I did. I'd have thunk. I love Missouri. And then here's the weed thing. So on April 20th, if you're in Kansas City, there's an event in Peculiar that's run by the 420 Project. It's like, it's going to be like a weed festival. I think there's an Easter egg hunt. I'm playing like an Easter bunny. They're calling it the Weedster Bunny. I think I'm going to be the overly excited tourist at this event all day. And then at night, I'm going to do a comedy show. It's like a whole thing. I think a lot of like influencers are going to be there. It's this like weed brand that's doing some sort of a I don't really know how to explain it. I honestly don't really get what it is, but it's a lot of people they're doing like an alien contest in Peculiar. People put aliens in their front yard, homemade aliens, and it's like a contest. Best alien wins something. So there's aliens all over the town of Peculiar, which is this town outside of Kansas City in Missouri, tiny little town. And then on 420, it's like this alien Easter hybrid event where it's like aliens have landed and they've like brought weed. And the 420 Project is like this alien logo company. A lot of alien shit, a lot of weed shit. They've been promoting it on Instagram. It's going to be super fun, I think. I have no idea what it is. But I'm going to go. And I'm going to dress as the Easter Bunny. And I think just like host events or something. And then definitely doing a comedy show. As just myself. Not as the Easter Bunny. Not as the Weedster Bunny or the overly excited tourist. That's just going to be a regular show. And then that'll be the end of this Midwest tour. Man, I'm going to have stories. I know for sure I'm going to have stories. I always have stories, don't I, folks? So I guess I'll pop back in with another episode when I get back. Mid-April. And I'm going to miss you guys. I guess that's it for now. Any other updates? Oh, I went to a bar and the bartender, I ordered a beer. And there's like a real long bar. And the bartender is just like this bro. Cool guy. I forget his name. But he was like, can I slide it to you? I was like, yeah. He was like, I've always wanted to do that. I was like, dude, I was like so honored that he like chose me. He like trusted me. I guess because I'm so very athletic looking. He knows I could catch it. He goes, can I slide it to you down the bar? I was like, yeah, dude, try it. He's like, all right, sweet. And he did it. He did it perfect. He rocketed that thing. Boom, right into my hand. Boom. I was like, oh, shit. You did it. He's like, yes, dude. I knew I could do it. And then all my friends come over, and he starts all night. He's just sliding beers all night. We were taking long, slow-mo videos. This guy was having the time of his life. He's like, yes, I knew I could do it. He's probably done it before. He probably pretended that he's never done it, but he's probably done it. Anyway, that was cool. I highly recommend having a beer slid to you. Old school. It's so old school. Also, I was at a bar absolutely hammered off my ass a couple days ago, and I met this couple from Ottawa. Shout out Brian and Marianne. Lovely old couple. They were just the best. They were in town from Ottawa. Sweet Canadian couple. And I asked Brian, hey, he was talking about his age or something. I go, do you have any advice? First of all, Brian was so cool. He was so stoked that I was Employee of the Month. He kept telling his wife, this guy's Employee of the Month. Don't you know? Employee of the Month he is right here. I said, Brian, what advice would you have for someone like me? I'm 36. What's your life advice for me if you could tell me one thing? He goes, just have fun. Fuck yeah, Brian. That's exactly the advice I would give to anyone. That's the best advice that you can give. I mean, I knew that, I suppose. I would have liked more like financial advice. But he's right. Just have fun. And Laserheads, I hope you have fun. No matter what you do in this life, just have fun. Life's too short. Thanks for listening to episode 36 of Laser Show. Come see me on the road. Please tell a friend, if they live in any of those areas. It's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to have a lot of stories when I get back. Remember to always have fun and to always pump up the volume, pump up the volume, pump up the volume, dance, dance.
Pump up the volume, pump up the volume, pump up the volume, dance, dance. Real, yeah. Real, yeah. Real, yeah.